In other news, the Makati Regional Trial Court Branch 148 has denied the Department of Justice's plea for an arrest warrant and hold departure order against Senator Antonio Trillanes IV. Mai Bermudez tells us why.
After more than a week of contemplation, Makati Regional Trial Court Branch 148 Judge Andres Soriano has denied the Justice Department's plea for an arrest warrant and hold departure order against Senator Antonio Trillanes IV. But at the same time, the court recognizes the power of the President to issue Proclamation number 572, which nullified Trillanes' amnesty. Judge Soriano underscored that the proclamation does not violate any provision of the Constitution. The court also clarifies that though DND officials claim that Trillanes' records are missing, this does not discount the fact that the legislator has applied for amnesty. It says the testimonies of the prosecution witnesses on the missing records have not categorically proven Trillanes did not comply with the minimum requirements, as several testimonies, eyewitnesses, photos and documents show that the senator applied for amnesty and admitted guilt on his participation in the 2003 Oakwood Mutiny. The court said its September 21, 2011 dismissal of the case has become final and executory and can no longer be changed. But for DOJ Secretary Menardo Guevara, the legal battle is not yet over. Trillanes has a pending rebellion case before the Makati RTC Branch 150 in connection with the 2007 Manila Peninsula siege. His trial will restart on November 21. Mai Bermudez, UNTV News and Press, Makati City.
Senator Antonio Trillanes IV expressed gratitude after the Makati Regional Trial Court Branch 148 released its ruling denying the motion of the Department of Justice or DOJ to issue an arrest warrant in connection with the reopening of the case of coup d'etat against the Magdalos senator. Nel Maribuhok will tell us why.
The camp of Senator Antonio Trillanes IV received a copy of the resolution of the Makati Regional Trial Court Branch 148 denying the plea of Department of Justice to arrest the senator for his coup d'etat case. This is following the revocation of the amnesty received by Trillanes in 2011. Senator Trillanes is thankful for the said resolution of the court.
Nais po rin natin pasalamatan si Judge Soriano na single-handedly he upheld justice and the rule of law in our country.
According to Attorney Ray Robles, Trillanes' legal counsel, the resolution proves that the senator submitted necessary requirements for his amnesty. The judge's decision also renders the case of coup d'etat to remain closed.
So meron ding factual findings yung korte na ginawa ni Senador Trillanes yung dapat niyang gawin. Maaaring ang naging ruling ng judge, hindi siya pumasok doon sa issue ng legality nung proclamation, hindi niya pinagbibigyan yung kahilingan na buksan yung kaso. So wala tayong kasong pinag-uusapan. Pwede siguro sila mag-file ng MR pero mananatiling sarado yung kaso.
Senator Trillanes also said he has no more worries of any threats of arrest, including court-martial, after the issuance of the said ruling.
I believe, according to my lawyer, wala na yon. Natuldo ka na yung any possibility na ako ay maaresto.
With Branch 148's ruling, the Trillanes camp is just awaiting the ruling of the Branch 150 of the Makati RTC regarding their filed motion for reconsideration on the rebellion case. They are also looking forward to that deliberation in the Supreme Court on the issue of legality of the proclamation of President Rodrigo Duterte revoking his amnesty. According to Liberal Party Senator Bam Aquino, this is not just a victory of Senator Trillanes but victory in the rule of law in the country. The senator lauded Judge Soriano for his decision. Meanwhile, Malacañang announced that it respects the Makati RTC ruling and welcomes its affirmation of the validity of proclamation issued by President Duterte. He said this signifies that the administration is not engaged on any political persecution in its critics. Malacañang will leave to the Department of Justice and Office of the Solicitor General the evaluation of the available remedies and steps that they will take before the appropriate courts. Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, Senate of the Philippines.
A group of international lawmakers are planning to visit the Philippines to look into the alleged persecution of two opposition senators, Laila de Lima and Antonio Trillanes IV. But Malacañang says the move might only cause trouble in the country. Let's find out why from Rosalie Cos.
Malacañang hits the plan of the Inter-Parliamentary Union to set foot in the Philippines to probe the alleged political persecution against Senator Antonio Trillanes and detained Senator Laila de Lima. According to Presidential Spokesperson and Chief Legal Counsel Salvador Panelo, the IPU's move is an affront to the local legal process and an intervention on the country's domestic affairs. IPU is a global organization of national parliaments. At the end of its 139th Assembly in Geneva, Switzerland, the IPU issued separate resolutions announcing its plans to send an official mission to look into the alleged rights violations committed against De Lima and Trillanes. The group also expressed concerns for De Lima, who is currently detained on drug-related charges, and Trillanes, who faces revived rebellion cases. The IPU also called on the Philippine authorities to abandon the legal proceedings against De Lima due to lack of serious evidence against her. The group also believes the steps taken against the lady senator were in response to her vocal opposition against President Duterte's war on drugs. But Panelo says the IPU resolutions were just issued to cast aspersions on the integrity of the legal proceedings in the Philippines. Panelo also believes that the IPU is not only intervening with domestic affairs, but it also puts the Philippines in a bad light with its one-sided evaluation that infringes on our sovereignty. Panelo also criticizes IPU's claims that it adheres to the rule of law and due process, but does not respect the ongoing proceedings conducted by the courts of justice in the country. Panelo adds that the IPU has reached conclusions even without getting the side of the Philippine government. In another interview, Panelo reiterated that the IPU is not welcome in the Philippines as their visit will only cause trouble. Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue, Malacañang.
Good evening. The Department of Information and Communications Technology is determined to name the third TELCO player by November, despite setbacks in the selection process. Nel Maribohok tells us why.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology will push through with its deadline to announce in November the new major player in the local telecommunications industry. This is despite apparent delays in the selection process after one of its bidders questioned the final terms of reference before a court and accusing the National Telecommunications Commission of inserting provisions that would generate money. According to DICT Secretary Eliseo Rio, they are looking to issue a new policy that will level the playing field in the telco industry.
The DICT will come with policies for the equitable distribution, redistribution of the spectrum, especially through frequency refarming.
DICT assures this policy will undergo public consultations, but it may take 5 years before it can be finalized and implemented. The NTC has expressed its willingness to abide by the new policy.
We will follow yung pong equitable distribution of frequencies in the future, and also based on the law that will be passed by Congress.
But Senator Francis Escudero questions DICT's plan.
How will the third telco player be competitive if Smart has that much? Kumbaga kung highway yan, 10 lanes ang Smart Ito binibigay nyo rito sa new telco player. 3 lanes, 4 lanes.
In response, Rio says the new policy can only be fast-tracked if the Congress will approve a new law that will mandate the equitable distribution of frequencies. The DICT and NTC also reiterated its commitment to provide healthy competition for industry players that will result to cheaper telco cost with faster internet and mobile services. Senate Committee on Public Services Chairperson Grace Poe also reminded the government agency of its promise to have a clear-cut policy in terms of security if a foreign company wins the bid.
Ay merong kasunduan talaga sa atin na pag nahuli natin sila na binabiolate ang ating national security policies, ay maaaring bawiin sa kanila itong magiging permit.
The NTC expects to award the license for the new telco player on February next year. Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, Senate of the Philippines.
A lawyer files a petition before the Commission on Elections seeking the cancellation of Senator Coco Pimentel's certificate of candidacy for the 2019 midterm elections. Aiko Miguel tells us why.
Former Senate President Aquilino Coco Pimentel III faces disqualification after a petition has been filed against him in connection with his senatorial bid in the 2019 midterm election. The petition filed on Monday by Attorney Ferdinand Topacio is seeking the cancellation of his certificate of candidacy. Topacio argues that Pimentel already served for 2 consecutive terms from 2007 to 2013 and 2013 to present. Therefore, if he will be allowed to run in 2019, it will be his 3rd term, which Topacio claims is already a violation of the law.
Hindi siya eligible dahil lumalabag na siya dun sa 2 consecutive term limit ng saligang batas.
Topacio recalled that the Senate Electoral Tribunal favored Pimentel's poll protest against former Senator Miguel Zubiri in connection with the 2007 elections. The set ruling allowed Pimentel to take over the remaining 2 years of the losing Zubiri in Senate. Topacio insists that the 2 years constitute Pimentel's 1st term in the Senate.
Kung annulled yung proclamation ni Zubiri, it's as if the proclamation never happened. Oh, so kaninong term yung sinerve ni Zubiri? Term yon ni Coco Pimentel.
The complainant says that if the Commission on Elections will decide against him, he will elevate his complaint to the Supreme Court. Meanwhile, Senator Pimentel said in a statement he is ready to face Topacio's complaint, which he claimed a nuisance petition. He is also confident of the poll body's dismissal of the said complaint. COMELEC, for its part, said the petition needs to be reviewed first by the legal department before the COMELEC en banc decides on the issue. Aiko Miguel, UNTV News and Rescue, Manila.
Meanwhile, the Philippine National Police believes there is no harm in extending the imposition of martial law in Mindanao, especially with upcoming 2019 midterm elections. Here's why from Leia Ilagan.
The Philippine National Police is open to extending the military rule in Mindanao as its expiration date nears. PNP Director General Oscar Albayalde says the imposition of extended martial law in the region is not only due to the siege of Marawi City, as it also helps in maintaining security against threat from terrorists and extremists. Albayalde also believes that the ongoing martial rule can also help lower election-related violence in Mindanao in the upcoming midterm elections.
If only we want to maintain the peace and order there, and if only we want to have a peaceful plebiscite doon, mas maganda siguro.
The PNP chief maintains the martial law declared by Duterte administration in Mindanao is different from the one implemented in the country during the Marcos regime. Albayalde also stands by the necessity of the military rule to prevent more attacks, even if it means that cops and local officials take a back seat in governance.
Wala namang pag-curtail ng freedom doon sa ano. Ang nakita lang natin is yung mga massive yung checkpoints na nakikita natin doon, and surrenders of firearms. Tsaka tingin ko, based on mga feedbacks, mas gusto pa nga ng mga tao doon na may martial law.
The PNP chief, however, says the extension beyond the December 31 deadline is ultimately up to President Rodrigo Duterte. The president has earlier said he will await the advice of the military and police on the matter. Leia Ilagan, UNTV News and Rescue, Krame.
Wish 1075 and 2 of UNTV's news anchors are among this year's Best Choice 2018 awardees. Leslie Longbowen tells us why.
Best Choice Awards once again gives its seal of excellence to remarkable companies, brands, and personalities. Among the awardees this year is Wish 1075, hailed as the most innovative FM broadcasting and media production. This is the second consecutive year that Wish FM received the award. Wish is known for its groundbreaking innovations, including the very popular radio on wheels, the Wish Bus. The state-of-the-art bus has gone a long way promoting original Filipino music or OPM in America after its launch in Hollywood. The exclusive performances are uploaded on Wish YouTube channel that remains the leading FM YouTube channel in the country with over 3.8 million subscribers and around 1.4 billion views.
In the 4 years that Wish has been in operation, it continues to go on and break the barriers and break the boundaries of music and how far it can go.
And it's been like a unifying factor somehow. Kasi whether you're an indie artist or you're under a major record label, I mean, everybody's welcome and we are promoting world-class Filipino talent.
Meanwhile, UNTV News anchors Attorney Reggie Tongol and Angela Lagunzad were named Filipino Achievers in the field of news and public service broadcasting. Attorney Reggie and Angela are trained rescuers as part of UNTV News and Rescue's initiative of providing lifelines before delivering headlines.
We are always grateful and we are inspired kasi alam namin na this is a big challenge for us to always be the best.
There are no secrets to success. It is always the result of preparation, hard work, at saka a lot of failures, kumbaga. Kasi from failures, dun mo nalalaman. You learn from your failures.
Best Choice Awards is an annually held event that recognizes companies and individuals that demonstrate business excellence and aims to motivate these entities to continue raising the bar of excellence for the benefit of the customers. Leslie Longboan, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.
The Senate defenders' winning streak comes to an end after colliding with the PNP responders in a heart-stopping match on Sunday at the Pasig City Sports Center. Rookie team PITC also barges into the wind column while the two-time champion Judiciary Magis absorbs another beating. Bernard Dadis tells us why.
The Senate's three-game winning streak snapped Sunday after the defenders fell to PNP responders 60-59 in a heart-thundering game at the Pasig City Sports Center. All Lumiping's three-point shot in last 1 minute and 10 seconds of the ball game lifted the PNP to victory. Lumiping also contributed 16 points to the game, but Anton Tolentino's 15-point finish with 2 rebounds and steals and 1 assist earned him the best player of the game title for the second time. The responders also dominated all quarters after blocking the defenders' maneuvers.
Ininsayo talaga namin ang depensa namin. So, ng mga guys hindi tumigil sa depensa, naging compose. That's why we get the win.
The DA Food Masters meanwhile keep their share of Group B lead by downing the two-time champion Judiciary Magis 106-78. Christian De Patera snagged the Best Player of the Game award after bucketing 28 points with 4 rebounds, 1 assist and a steal. This is Food Masters' third win while the Magis are yet to snag their first victory of the season.
Naging kulang namin, depensa eh. Kung makikita mo yung mga kalaban namin, parang tira lang ng tira sa labas. Hindi nagkaroon ng pag-uusap sa loob.
Credit ng mga players. Gusto sila mismo gustong manalo. Ginawa namin yung game plan namin.
Rookie team PITC Global Traders meanwhile successfully barged into the win column after smothering the GSIS Furies 94-61. Rod Zavalio and Luis Lopez led the PITC by exploding a combined 28 points aside from grabbing 20 rebounds in the tournament. PITC coach Victor Icasiano attributes their win to a well-thought-out plan and teamwork.
Yung game plan namin, nagawa namin, we have to run. Sabi nga namin, at the same time, we hit our basket.
So talagang hindi naging maganda yung preparation namin this coming weekend.
Bernard Dadis, UNTV News and Rescue, Philippines.